So good afternoon. So today was a interesting day. Typical than normal. So the Apple event came out today at 12. I don't know. I liked it. It was good. Um, I was entertained, but then when I hopped on social media, it was like looking around the crowd and just being like the all man out because it seems like everyone said it was like garbage, mid, trash, lackluster. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not. I guess I wasn't uh, wasn't the same as everyone else reaction, but and the thing is, like, there was a guy I was watching for a little bit. And I'm like, when he was putting some stuff, I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I get it if you're like looking at it from that point, like with that information in mind. Then yeah, it's in a way hindsight was a lackluster event. Uh, I guess for me, I was more anticipating it because I'm going to be upgrading my phone, so I'm like, I was already excited. Um, Granted, there was some because the past few weeks I've been looking at leaks and whatnot for like videos, so like some of the things didn't come through, which in all realness, probably wasn't going to be using it, but it would be like, oh, cool to have it, have it as a feature. And no, I'm not going to wait a whole another year for the 18. It's like for me, that's a good enough bump, right? Uh, Based on the features and everything, like because I have the 13 Pro Max, so 13 to the 17, there's some features missing, right? That's that would add up to like, okay, yeah, that's a reasonable reason to upgrade. Plus that battery though, like five was a 5,000 amp, 5,000 am, a 5,000, whatever the metric is for the battery, but I'm like thumbs up on that. That's what I was looking forward to was the battery life, right? So I'm like, great. That was the main thing. Obviously, the other stuff, it's just a little extra stuff. My main thing was that. Mm. And the air looked pretty cool. And the thing is, like, for me, since battery was my biggest thing, that's kind of like, that wouldn't work out with me. It looked pretty cool, though. Obviously, like I said, that there was a guy I was watching when he was talking about it, he was like, it's cool, but there's some features that could have been added or should have been added, right? Now the base iPhone though, the 17, it's actually like for what you're getting, it's really good versus like last year's model. Like that was probably the biggest jump. I'm like, hey, shout out to the people who's gonna be copying that, but I'm not that crowd. And honestly though, really, I could do with the Pro, but since I'm already using the Pro Max and I just like a bigger screen plus more battery, like yeah, I'm gonna upgrade just for that. And the thing is, under because I have AT&T, so like the trade-in plan, I mean, it's not going to cost me very much to do it. So like, why not do it, right? So looking forward to that. That's going to be a big because the thing is, my previous to this phone, I had the iPhone 8 Plus, and so I jumped from that to the 13 Pro Max when it came out. So yeah, that was a big jump for me. I guess like I guess it was around that time we were having a discussion about trading in phones and just happened, 13 Pro Max came out. Otherwise, if the 12 was out that year, 14, I would have just upgraded to that, right? But the 13 was the one that came out that year, so that's the one I got. Uh, the good thing, I guess I got fortunate because the promotion came out for the 13, so it worked out for me. Because that was the big thing was the promotion. I recall for the 13. But, but yeah, I mean, obviously some little upgrades here and there, but the main thing for me would have been just the upgrade of like the better battery, right? And then there was the AirPods Pro 3, which I like. For me, I was in the mindset of upgrading, even though I had the Pros 2. I'm like, look, based on some of the features, some of the leaks, they were saying it might be worth it. So it has the same chip, the live translation, which I was really interested in. It's coming to the Pros 2. I'm like, and the battery was the battery with the case last longer, Pros 2, than the newest ones. Like it was some backwards stuff. And sure, they said that it's going to be a little bit smaller, fits more in the ear. I'm like, oh, cool, cool, whatever. But if you have the Pros 2, there's no reason why you should just upgrade, right? I'm like, well, I guess you just wait for the Pros 4, because the Pros 3 is nowhere near like they said the noise cancellation was like double. Here's the thing: they said it was four times than the original, than the first Pros. They never, and this is probably framing for Apple, but they said they didn't compare it to. They might have said two times, I think, but what they were advertising was the four times for the originals. I'm like, well, yeah, I hope it's a lot better, but I feel like the gap between the Pros 2 and the Pros 3 weren't that sizable to kind of like advertise it or go out in the beginning with it versus comparing to the old model. Well, yeah, anything you compare old should be better, right? But so yeah, that came out. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not getting the Pro 3. And then the Apple Watch came out, and I was a little bit on the fence, a little bit on upgrading, even though I have the Series 9. Like, I don't know, it's one of the things. Once you start upgrade something, you want to upgrade a lot of other things, right? The PowerPoints and everything, like, granted, the presentation was phenomenal. Shouts A+ on that, right? But once they showed off everything for the Apple 11, I'm like, there's no like, there's no reason for me to go like to the Pros, like not Pro. What am I thinking? To upgrade from my 9 Series 9 to Series 11. Like, there's no reason, because the way it was like a bright. I Was it by nit? I know it was like the display. It's a little bit better, right? It's the third gen or third LTPO, because this one has LTPO 0 or just base. And that one had LTPO 3. Better battery, but it was like nothing special to it, right? Nothing special. And it was just like, oh, like in my opinion, that was pretty lackluster, really. Like that, the Apple Watch and the Pros 2 were actually, now me saying this out loud, that was pretty lackluster, actually. Uh, like, bro, like the Pros 3 compared to the Pros 2, like it's like the same product. Like, I don't know if you can call that an upgrade. And then if you have the Series 10, the Series 11, it's like, for sure, don't upgrade. You just want to spend money. And then for me, like the Series 9, like the biggest thing would be like it's thinner bezels, and it's what, brighter at an angle, or more readable at an angle. Cool, cool. I mean, if that's really what you're advertising, your big thing, that's kind of like, that's pretty meh. So I'm like, okay, so those two products, me, hindsight, was thinking of upgrading, was like, the presentation was cool, but what you advertised, the features were lackluster, to say the least. So I was like, okay, well, okay. And the phone, like I said, the phone, I'm like, well, the only thing I'm upgrading this year is just the phone. Like, I mean, they might come out later on because, like, for me, the tablet, I don't. I got the M1 Air tablet. I mean, I really don't use it. The only reason why I upgraded was just kind of, I had the 2019 model, the base model. I was thinking upgrading to, was it this current year's model, but the M1 Air, even though it's a little bit older, it was on par, or even still a little bit better than this current year. So I'm like, you know, um, I'll just have I'll take that. But like I said, I'm not the customer for like the newer ones. Like I don't. The only thing I'd use it for, if any, was is YouTube. Maybe watch a movie here and there, right? But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, the phone, big for me, from what I saw, I'm like, okay. I know a lot of people did. Oh, a lot of people did not like the whole camera stuff. They were expecting a lot more for the cameras. I mean, hey, I'm not a big camera buff. I really don't take very much pictures. The most I probably taken pictures the past several years was when I went to the Vegas trip. Besides that, I mean, yeah, I really don't take pictures. Selfies, yeah, selfies. Shoot, have I? I think the only selfies I ever took was in Vegas. So it's like, but I mean, it's nice to have the feature there. That's the thing. The day you might use it, it's there, right? But yeah, with what people were expecting versus what was shown, I can understand it. Yeah, cool presentation. Like it was a nice presentation. Don't get me wrong. Like they for sure do a phenomenal job with that. But outside of that and the Pro Max for me, yeah, everything else could have been on email. Like you could just post the slides on the website and just call it there, right? Like it was that like minuscule and just what was shown that was truly in importance. Oh, and yeah, the old Ultra Series 3 or Series 3 Ultra. I mean, I'm not gonna shell out that much money for that watch, right? But from what I saw as well, I'm like, man, that's not like, yeah, some nice upgrades here and there from the last model, but like I guess the satellite connectivity is a big jump for the users of that. But like for me, it's like, okay, I mean, that is probably would be the biggest thing. I don't know. I guess when you have such a good product, you can only do so many upgrades to it to make it seem it's a massive upgrade. Like right, like for me, I like it when they have those like they have the product and they have all the little benefits and all this stuff, which like to take up space on the slide. And it's like, yeah, like this is already in the previous gen. Like probably like one or two, maybe three of these items are actually newer, and the rest is kind of just fill in like filler, right? And they probably have done that in past presentations, but this is like one of the most recent ones I've like. I can't recall last time I like really watched one of these like how I did today. Oh, hey, I'm just excited because the pre-orders what well, I guess you can pre-order now for certain products. The phones, if you pre-order this Friday, they won't come till next Friday. But for me, I'm just gonna walk in trade in. So 2 weeks from now, whichever day I'm off from work, I'm gonna go to the AT&T store, trade this baby in. The only thing I will do in hindsight is buy the case for it, and I might just wait till next week for the cases. 'Cause I was trying to look for one today, but I'm like, it just came out. Probably the same brand, ESR. They had one, they had two on them, but they only had like the back body. I always buy the full body one, so I'll just wait till next week. They might not have put it up yet or whatnot, so I'll wait till next week or at least put it up on Amazon. So I'll wait till next week till I see it show on there. Hopefully it's on there, right? But we'll see. But yeah, not at the time it was a great presentation. After the presentation and seeing what people's reactions were, it was a pretty mediocre presentation, sadly enough. But yeah, I mean, hey, I guess the people are expecting too much, or maybe Apple is just not doing enough. I don't know. So I'm not that big of a tech guy. Like I'm not in the industry, right? To know, just more of a casual. So if you have watched the Apple event, if you want to comment down below, what was your opinions on it? Do so. If you liked it, enjoyed it, or if it was mediocre and they could have done a lot more. I was like kind of expecting them to present more things than that, but hey, let me know what do you think about it. Till tomorrow. Take care. See ya.